Greetings, villains, vigilantes, heroes, and heroines.
You're tuned in to Project SuperVillain. Welcome back to another PSV Top 5. It's the month of March coming up. By the way, we're your hosts. I'm Mark Drifter.
I'm Killboss.
And we've got 5 awesome games to share with you guys. Actually, 6. Of course, we've got the honorable mention in there. But 6 awesome games to share with you guys. Don't want to waste any more time, so let's just hop right into it.
Yeah. Number 5, Crime Boss, Rockay City. So, Crime Boss Rockay City is a really interesting, what kind of looks like an experiment, but is apparently a full-fledged game, and I can't believe something like this is going to exist, but it's coming out on March 28th for the PC, PS5, Xbox Series S and X to come later on, though. It was developed by In-Game Studios AS and published by 505 Games.
It's a first-person shooter with 4-player co-op versus AI, seemingly in waves, as a wave-based shooter. It looks like a game similar to Payday and Grand Theft Auto, kind of in the heist department, because you're going to be robbing banks and committing crimes and all that good stuff while murdering hordes of police officers and probably SWAT teams and things like that.
As with Payday and GTA, the heist in this game will be objective-based, and so it looks like it's going to offer a similar style of gameplay loop. Also, something interesting that we discovered is Danny Glover is in the cast, which, I mean, hadn't heard of that until we started recording this, but yeah, that's a thing, and I probably didn't know about that because the marketing behind this game has been incredibly poor. One can only hope that the budget for marketing also went into the personalities they hired and that is going to pay off big time, because that'll be one of the main things that keeps people coming back to this game. Fun gameplay and great personalities.
Number 4, Wulong Fallen Dynasty. Alright, coming out March 3rd for the PC, PS4, the PS5, Xbox One, Series S and X, developed by Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo, and of course it's published by Koei Tecmo.
Wulong Fallen Dynasty is a third-person Souls-like action RPG, with the main feature being its single-player campaign. You can expect some Sekiro-style, fast-paced Dark Souls action in this one, but it's all based around mythic Chinese lore.
Mixed in with some amazing visuals, and looks like we have an awesome game on our hands. But let's move on to our next one.
Number 3, Dead Cells, Return to Castlevania. Oh man, this is like really interesting. So this one's coming out really soon on March 6th, coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, developed and published by Motion Twin. So everyone knows Dead Cells by this point if you're a fan of like these side-scroller Souls-like, roguelike games. So for anyone that doesn't know though, Dead Cells is a side-scrolling action platformer. The single-player story, once again, will be the feature here, and this one is a DLC featuring Castlevania crossover.
So for this DLC, you can expect 2 new biomes, many new weapons, and Richter and Alucard be helping you out throughout this journey. So also, expect to fight Dracula at the end, which, I mean, come on, this is just awesome. This whole thing looks great. There's more than 60 Castlevania tunes remastered in this game as well, and that just sounds like a fever dream for anybody that's a fan of Castlevania.
So, while I haven't played a whole lot of Dead Cells, this right here, this expansion is what's going to make me want to pick it up again and actually try playing through it so I can get to this DLC, because Castlevania is definitely my shit.
Number 2, WWE 2K23. Alright, so coming out March 17th for the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series S and X, developed by Visual Concepts and published, of course, by 2K. We have a return to the Pro Wrestler Simulator, the beat-em-up, you know, the fighting game that you're all familiar with at this point. 6-player local co-op makes a return, and of course there's going to be a featured single-player campaign as well in the game. Lots to offer, as usual with the WWE release.
So while there will definitely be some familiar faces returning that you wrestling fans are going to recognize, there will be some new wrestlers entering the arena as well, and that will push this game to have the biggest roster to date at 200 plus superstars, including DLC. Expect to see the War Games match type, and you can do that either 3v3 or 4v4. And also Showcase focuses on John Cena going through his biggest losses of his career. Oof.
You get to play as all the superstars that kicked his ass throughout the years, which actually kind of makes for a little bit more of a fun showcase if you ask me. I was not looking forward to playing as John Cena for like 12 matches. Again, they've done that like 3 times. So anyways, the universe mode makes a return as well with no real notable changes to report this time around, which is kind of a bummer. The My Rise mode called Lock in the Legacy is going to be kind of making a return / debut in this. It's the thing where you play as your own superstar again in its own separate male or female campaigns. That was pretty cool in 2K22, so hopefully that continues to be awesome in this one. one of the bigger things, and hopefully this is true, my GM mode is supposedly getting more show options, expanded match cards, and match types for up to 4 people. I'll believe it when I see it. The fucking offering they gave us for 2K22 was abysmal and made me cry. Let's move on to the next one. Now on to our honorable mention, Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon. Coming out with another title on March 17th for the Nintendo Switch exclusively, developed by Platinum Games, and of course it's published by Nintendo. We have a return to Bayonetta, but in a very different way. An isometric classic Legend of Zelda format in this case, but with like a one-player co-op thing. I don't know if anybody played Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, made by Hazelight Studios, but that game essentially it makes you play as 2 characters as one player. It's very awkward, and we'll see how it works, but a review I saw said it ended up being really fun, so I'm hoping that holds true.
So you can expect to see a lot of environmental puzzle solving in this one, but it wouldn't really be Bayonetta without featuring a lot of that classic beat-em-up action, would it be? Strangely enough though, this time Bayonetta is not the one punishing people, it's actually the little monster that she's with. So this time around, you're going to be playing as a young Bayonetta who is actually still learning how to become a witch, so you may be a bit underwhelmed with some of the things that she can and cannot do, but again, it's a little bit of a different entry this time, so we'll just have a little bit of faith. Okay, so seeing as how you do play as 2 different characters at the same time, though, the control scheme is going to come off as a bit weird at first. It's going to have a steep learning curve. Playing as 2 characters at once in combat is going to be something that we're all going to have to get used to, but it does sound interesting as long as they implement it properly.
Yeah, so it kind of relies on more of a tactical approach than a straight up just go in and beat everything up, because you're going to need to keep Bayonetta safe while she does her supportive role, while your monster kicks the shit out of everything. But the last thing I'll mention is the story unfolds through what looks like a picture book. It looks pretty good on the dated Switch hardware, though, I'll say that. So good on them for at least making the game look well on the Switch, which, like, goddamn, man, that thing needs an upgrade at this point.
Number 1, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Yeah, so this one's got a little bit of a wait behind it, but not too long. It is coming out on March 24th, and this one's coming out for the PC, the PS4 and 5, and the Xbox Series S and X. So, you know, mostly going to have a focus on the next-gen kind of stuff besides the PS4, it seems like. So I'm expecting big things from this title. I try not to hope too much, but Resident Evil always gets me. Developed and published by Capcom, obviously. So it's a third-person shooter, obviously. Again, survival horror, and the focus will be the single-player campaign. I don't think there's going to be any type of multiplayer in here, but we will be seeing mercenaries come back, so that's going to be dope.
Controls are more similar to the recent remakes, with the added mechanics to benefit the more agile and combat-ready Leon in RE4. There's a counter mechanic. There's multiple other mechanics we're going to list off here in a little bit that are also going to help you out. But even Ashley, the NPC that's normally very useless, will have some sort of use in this game, and is apparently going to be helpful in some way. So that's good. She can be downed, though, and will need to be revived if she takes enough damage, so that's another thing to keep in mind. But yeah, like, apparently she's not going to be completely useless in this one.
Oh, great. So I have to spend more healing items that I could have used for myself on her. Awesome. Sweet, you better go and find some of those and bring them back. The knife has more utility now with the parry mechanic, which is actually going to be fucking sweet. That's going to come in major handy fighting hordes of zombie people. But eventually the knives will break and you will need to find more because everything on this island sucks. Except for Ashley. Leon will be able to use various melee attacks, including the patented roundhouse kick. He patented that himself. Yeah. I saw the paper that said so.
Copyright approved.
Yeah. There's also going to be a crouch mechanic, allowing stealth to be a more key factor in the game. Hopefully. We do see the return of the merchant as well. What are you buying? We all want to hear that again. And as well, your knives, your weapons, and some of your abilities even, all of these things are upgradable, so expect to start feeling more powerful as you progress through the game. It's probably going to suck a bit at the beginning, but by the end you're going to be a fucking tank. That was fucking exhausting. 5 games, man. Imagine that. 5 games. It's going to be fucking awesome getting our hands on all of these, though. I mean, like, seriously, that Resident Evil 4 remake, man. Fucking absolutely hyped for that. There's a few others that are going to be coming out this month too, but nothing more notable than these ones, at least to us. So keep your eyes open for all 5 of these ones. Guaranteed it'll be money well spent, and if it's not, well, I don't know. I'll personally give you a refund, I guess.
Yeah, that's a hell of a promise. He may or may not be held accountable for that. Anyways,
there's no contracts.
But that's the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, if you liked, like what we're doing here, maybe leave a like on the video. We really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see us next month for the next top 5 that we do for the upcoming games. And we do this every month, by the way. And also, we have a big show coming up, the Gaming and Music Awards show coming out later this month here, so don't miss that. There's tons of promo. Check out our Twitter. We're basically doing the Game Awards, but in our own version with dubstep and games.
And Jeff Keighley's not there.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley's not there. We have guests. We have awesome music. We have some really cool games. All the games from January to December. We don't skimp out in the last 2 months. You know what I mean? It's a fun show. So we really hope you guys want to check that out. And any support's appreciated. Of course, we'll be returning back to our streams soon too. That's twitch.tv/Project SuperVillain. We're taking a little bit of a hiatus till that Gamma show is released, but when we're back, we'll be doing once a week streams again, and it's a good time, so don't miss out on those either. That being said, that's it.
All right, guys. So thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching.
Project dismissed.
Peace out.